Greetings to you all and thank you for your loyalty to this program. Welcome to this edition of Football Planet. Here's what's coming up. After the controversy, then came the assurance. CAF confirms that Cameroon will host the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. We'll hear later from the president of CAF, who made the announcement after a meeting with President Paul Biya. We'll talk about the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations and the rest of the playoffs. The third round of the qualifiers is being played this week. Details to follow in a moment. And then FIFA bites Sierra Leone. The country has been suspended for state interference in football affairs. We have details coming up. Welcome to Football Planet. There will be no plan B. Cameroon will be the host country for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. The assurance was given by CAF. After the executive committee noted that there was a delay in preparations, the president of CAF, Ahmad, sought a meeting with President Paul Biya of Cameroon. Here's what he said after the meeting.
Je remercie Samuel Eto'o. C'est grâce à lui qui a organisé.
I thank Samuel Eto'o, who organized this visit to clear all speculation.
Les supputations à gauche à droite. La CAF n'a pas de plan B.
CAF has no plan B. CAF has never thought about withdrawing AFCON from Cameroon. It is Cameroon to tell us, not us organizers. Cameroon is hosting this competition. It is them to tell us tomorrow we are ready or give us time we are not ready. All depends on them.
CAF President Ahmad, who got Cameroon off the hook to continue with their Nations Cup preps. The CAF Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers resume this week with the last day of the first leg starting on Wednesday. Here are the fixtures for you. The teams will then move on to the fourth day starting next Sunday. The playoffs will be shaken by the suspension of Sierra Leone by FIFA. The country was sanctioned for government interference in football matters following the dismissal of the president and secretary general of the federation. Details now with Jean-David Mihamle and Ronald Kato. FIFA on Friday suspended Sierra Leone from international football because of government interference in the running of the country's football association. The ban comes after the country's anti-corruption commission barred two leading SLFA officials from the governing body's offices. If the ban isn't lifted before 11th October, Sierra Leone's 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier in Ghana will be cancelled. The return fixture is scheduled for 15th October. Sierra Leone are one of 4 teams with 3 points in Group F, which also includes Ethiopia and Kenya. The ACC says that under Sierra Leone law, both SLFA President Isha Johansen and General Secretary Christopher Kamara must vacate their posts until their case on corruption-related charges concludes. This is a case to be followed, but one that is based on the debate on the involvement of governments in the sport of football, a problem to which FIFA and CAF are trying to find a solution by involving the African Union in particular, as the president of the DRC Football Federation, Constant Omari, points out.
I would not want to reveal everything here, but I know that between CAF, FIFA, and very soon the African Union, there is a protocol of collaboration being prepared for signing that will be able to redefine well and to limit the application of some in football development to avoid potential conflicts that arise on both sides.
Les implications des uns et des autres dans le développement du football pour éviter des conflits éventuels qui surgissent de part et d'autre. Qu'à cela ne tienne,
But remember that FIFA statutes and CAF statutes regarding absorbing the statutes of the national federations are quite clear.
sont assez clairs là-dessus.
There is collaboration between the different institutions, but with the independence of the day-to-day running of the national association. That's the final element in football development.
C'est un élément déterminant pour le développement du football.
Constant Omari was also asked about rumors of an impending divorce between Fekofa and Leopards coach Florent Ibenge, but also about the double encounter against Zimbabwe in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Here's what he said.
Bien sûr, nous comptions, nous espérions.
Of course, we hoped to bring back the victory, but as you saw, the state of the game atmosphere was bad.
L'air de jeu était dans un état exécrable. Qu'à cela ne tienne, je crois que nous comptons aborder avec beaucoup de...
But we intend to tackle the 2 October games with great determination because, as you said, it is these meetings that will be decisive for the direct qualification to the AFCON 2019. And how is the relation between Ibenge and Fekofa today? I believe you followed. You are at the front. I reminded Ibenge that he has a moral contract with the president, Constant Omari. That is me. So I think the relationship is good.
Reassuring message there for the Leopards coach. Constant Omari was speaking on the sidelines of the election of the president of the Congolese Football Federation. We just had a new boss. His name is Jingai Blaise Mayolas. He succeeds Jean-Michel Mbono as president of the Congolese Football Federation.
The most difficult part is beginning. I'm not talking about only Congolese football, but African football as a whole. Reforms are hard, but we are going to try. We will take our club leaders to reforms. And that will be the solution going forward. It's true, it will be a little difficult for some clubs, but we will do it. This is the mission that we will work on together with my executive committee to make clubs realize that football today is a serious industry. And if they want to find means to pay the players, technical and administrative coaches, we have to agree to go that way. I believe that the first mission will be to restructure the management of our competitions. A club that cannot reach this level is useless. We want to do professional football, or we will remain in the state we are. I believe that most clubs have unstable steering committees. We will ensure that clubs hold their meetings regularly and that we have people able to run them.
The words of Constant Omari and Guy Mayolas were delivered by a special correspondent to Madingu, Serge Mankunkombo. Let's stay on the continent to talk about the African Club Cups. Just one more step to the final bouquet. Some are getting closer to it, while the suspense remains high for others. In the Champions League first, Esperance Tunis and Entente Sedif will have to be stunning at home. The two teams were defeated in the first leg of the semi-finals by Primero de Agosto de Luanda 1-0 and Al Ahly 2-0 respectively. In the CAF Cup, Raja Casablanca took a great step after their precious 1-0 win at Enyimba. On the other hand, a small advantage for AS Vita, who secured a goalless draw over Al Masri. The semi-finals of the two competitions are scheduled for 22nd and 23rd October. And the qualifiers will end in an epic final as for the first time video assistant referee will make its debut on the continent. CAF will be the first confederation to use VAR in the finals of inter-club competitions, the body was pleased to announce. Now let's talk about women's football and a report that takes us to Somalia to discover the country's first women's team. And you'll see that this is far from obvious, considering Somalia is a very traditional society. But no matter what, the Golden Girls are determined to live their passion to the fullest. This report by Cedric Sehosolo and Philemon Mbale.
The Golden Girls are a football team based in Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia, who challenge discrimination and risk their lives every time they wear their sports equipment. Deep-rooted gender inequality in Somalia has reduced the chances of these women to play soccer in the past due to a culture that promotes strict male hierarchy and authority. Shaima Salad Mohammed founded the team upon her return to Somalia after training in neighboring Kenya. She played football in Kenya and created the team because she wants other Somali women to have the same freedom.
Women are not encouraged to play, to be part of sports because they believe a woman is supposed only to stay at home and work at home only.
The decision to break with tradition also involves risk. Mogadishu is a frequent victim of bomb attacks, the most recent of which took place last Monday, October 1. This attack was perpetrated by the Al-Shabaab group affiliated with Al-Qaeda, which wants to overthrow the Western-backed Somali government and apply its strict interpretation of the Sharia law. Some of the Golden Girls are reluctant to be interviewed for fear of reprisals. Despite the danger and discrimination, the Golden Girls continue to fight against the stigmatization of women's football. The club rents a private pitch at $7 per hour and trains for 2 hours, 6 days a week.
We want to be a national team. We want to be part of World Cup. We want to be part of CAF tournaments.
While the team is trying to score points for Somali women's football, Mohammed is also trying to raise their profile on the international scene. She wants the team to play friendly matches in Kenya, then participate in an international match for Human Rights Day this December.
And with that, we come to the end of the program. There's plenty more information on our site, africanews.com. For your comments and suggestions, write to us at the addresses at the bottom of your screen. I wish you an excellent week and see you soon on another edition of Football Planet. Goodbye.